The province of Quebec has developed its own unique electroacoustic sound unlike any other in the world. This community and sound can be attributed to the educational institutes and their professors, as well as the countless number of talented composers. One such influential composer and teacher with his own unique sound is Yves Daoust. Yves Daoust was born in Longueuil, Quebec in 1946 and began studying piano at the age of 7. He then wrote a prepared piano score for film at the age of 16 and created his first electronic work for gestural theater at the age of 19. He then went on to study analysis and composition with Gilles Tremblay, another famed Quebecois composer, and then went on to further study piano at the Conservatoire de Musique et d'Art Dramatique de Montréal. After that, he studied film music techniques at the National Film Board of Canada, and then went on to France, where he studied composition. It was in France where Daoust trained at the Groupe de Musique Expérimentale de Bourges. Daoust's very first electroacoustic works would signal where Daoust would take his work. Daoust worked as a sound designer at the National Film Board of Canada in Montreal, where he created many works that were used for film and later readapted for other projects. In 1979, he created a tape composition for the soundtrack of an animated film entitled L'Âge de Chaise. It was then reworked at the NFB Sound Shop to stand on its own as quatuor, and was later presented with a multi-image projection. Daoust has said that he was always a solitary child, creating stories and music in his head. He never listened to the same music as his friends growing up, being mostly into classical music. He collects most of his sound material for pieces from nature, culture, and nostalgic sounds from his childhood. Daoust takes a collage approach to his composition and is strongly influenced by film. Most of his work is created from an elaborated concept, a global idea that is applied to a duration. From there, he must determine the type of energy patterns and movements he wants for the piece. After that, the vocabulary or family of sounds is determined. This creates a motif for the types of sounds needed for the piece, which consist of sounds Daoust records himself and materials from sound banks. This process begins with a very abstract idea and is built with familiar, down-to-earth sounds. Daoust's work takes techniques from tape music, instrumental, live electroacoustics, and film music. In 1990, Daoust composed the piece Mi Bemol. This piece uses sound clips from news reports about the Oka crisis. The piece contains many sounds that would be considered typical of Daoust's work, such as metallic squeaking, TV sounds, and animal sounds, all in familiar sound environments. After quitting at the NFB, Daoust went on to co-found l'Association pour la création et la recherche électroacoustique du Québec, an association that fosters the creation of new works and brings together artists from all over the world to events to help enrich and promote the Quebec electroacoustic sound. Daoust today works in many fields while participating in showcases and working on projects like the Musicolateur, a sound creation tool designed to get children involved with creative music composition. His use of sound and music as a way to explore the real world is what makes Yves Daoust's work so powerful and interesting, even to people not familiar with electroacoustic music.